Building Night of Legends continues, as it is Macho Man Randy Savage versus Jake the Snake Roberts. Night of Legends is not going to be out of hand, as the other matches will likely be recorded with my good buddy Sam, as Sam has signed on to do some recording with me for Night of Legends, including the tag team match between the generations, Wendy Richter and Alundra Blaze versus Trish and Lita, and, if that wasn't enough, Nature Boy versus Nature Boy, Dusty versus Flair. Dusty versus Flair. Buddy Rogers versus Ric Flair. Dusty is in action, but we'll get to that in a second. Also, Sam will join us for Hulk Hogan versing a member of this generation, and that is Hulk Hogan versus the phenomenal AJ Styles. AJ hasn't been seen since his feud with the Imperium, and it is a big moment for the phenomenal one going up against the immortal Hulk Hogan. But that's not it, as we have the main event. Sweet Charlotte is on the line with why do I keep saying Ric Flair? With Dusty Rhodes against Harley Race. Harley in his first match since being added to the roster through DLC. It's going to be an insane contest because, again, just the sight of seeing Flair, the sight of seeing Flair and Dusty was one thing, but the sight of seeing Dusty Rhodes and Harley Race in action together is something. The sight of seeing Harley Race in a WWE video game is something, but that's just me. But that's all still to be added to the Night of Legends card on the channel, as Jake Roberts is taking it to the Macho Man. Macho Man takes him down with a running sort of a running lariat type maneuver there. Ducks it. Atomic drop by the Macho Man. Mach laying in the kicks, and then a short arm clothesline takes down Jake Roberts. Jake rolls him up. Lateral press, only a 1 count. Jake gets brushed off by the Macho Man. Pile driver by Macho, but Jake pops right back up. In a sight you'd only see in a WWE video game, Jake pops right back up. Macho's rolling to the outside. Fights him off. Jake cuts Macho off. Macho's got to get out of his own way. Otherwise, Macho's going to fall victim to the snake. Macho. Twisting slam to Jake Roberts. Or a spinning scoop slam to Jake Roberts. And he kicks out at the count of 2, does Jake. Jake kicks out at the count of 2. Gut wrench suplex takes down the snake. Macho gets reversed. Jake is back in control. Jake sends Macho off the ropes and a kitchen sink to the ribs, knocking the wind out of the Macho Man. Macho's outside. Jake comes up top. We saw this earlier. And Macho reverses him again. But Jake gets back in control and drops Macho back first against the barricade. He drops Macho back first against the barricade. Jake gets reversed. Macho sends Jake into the barricade. And careens his head off the barricade, introducing Jake to the barricade like Jake introduced him to it. Inverted atomic drop. An atomic drop, not an inverted atomic drop. The inverted atomic drop's the other way. Suplex on the outside. A suplex on the outside, and there's no way Jake didn't feel that one. Jake reverses Macho, and Jake is back in control. It's been a seesaw battle thus far. between Jake and the Macho Man. Jake draws him in. DDT, DDT, DDT. Lateral press. Macho was too close to the ropes. Ring presence and ring preservation by the Macho Man allows the match to keep going. Macho in mid-ring collision. Smart by the Macho Man to know where he's at in the ring. And that's what makes you a champion. Always knowing where you're at in the ring at all times. Macho points to the sky. Elbow! Elbow by Macho. Lateral press. Jake's not going to get the rope break like Macho Man did. But Jake kicks out either way. Jake kicks out either way. And Macho can't believe it that Jake kicked out of the elbow. Macho can't believe that Jake kicked out of the elbow. That's the inverted atomic drop, as Jake doesn't feel good there. Macho makes Jake regret getting in the ring with the Macho Man. And Macho, I don't know if he raked the eyes or just pulled the face. Either way, it didn't look too good for Jake. Club to the back. Club to the back. Macho gets a little bit more oomph behind that boot. Macho gets a little bit more oomph behind that boot. Well, if Macho's up top and he's not going for the elbow. Big, high impact, high elevation. Double axe handle by the Macho Man. And now Jake's on the outside. Macho's back up top. You gotta know that this might be. I thought he was going for bombs away, but Jake saw it coming. And Macho lives to regret it. Scoop slam on the outside to Jake Roberts. Scoop slam on the outside to Jake Roberts. Macho's got Jake up. Simple but effective. A shoulder breaker. I don't know why it took me a little bit to realize what that was. But it was probably because I never see it. But Jake goes careening off the ring post. Jake goes careening off the ring post. I realize sometimes I get caught up in the moment. I get very excited doing this job. And my mouth moves quicker than my head. You know, my mouth moves quicker than my head sometimes. And I don't always remember what comes next. Crossbody by the Macho Man. Jake kicked out. Jake kicked out. And Macho can't believe it. Jake kicked out and Macho can't believe it. Jake's getting back up. Can Jake get himself back in this matchup? Macho with a stiff right. Jake sidesteps the chop. Jake is attacking the arm of the Macho Man, just carrying him around by the arm. Attacking the legs of the Macho Man there. He's targeting body part after body part. He goes from the arms to the upper thighs, to the ankle, to the knee. He's trying to pick apart the Macho Man piece by piece. And now he's up to the back. Jake is up to the back. Inverted atomic drop by Jake. Macho. Drop kick to the knee. Drop kick to the knee of Jake Roberts. Atomic drop. Collar and elbow tie up. It goes nowhere. Knee lift. But Jake's crawling in the corner. You gotta admire, even though Jake might be one of the more ruthless individuals to ever step foot in a ring, you gotta admire when it comes to heart. Jake is right up there with just about anybody that you can't underestimate. Jake the Snake Roberts. Repeated atomic drops. Repeated atomic drops by Macho Man makes Jake Roberts wish he's gonna have a pillow to rest his collarbone because of the amount of times that Macho has delivered an atomic drop. It's gonna make him wish that he had a pillow to rest his collarbone. Jake gets knocked down with a hammer throw into the corner. Macho. The scoop slam. Macho's got him positioned. Points to the sky. And Jake falls victim to another elbow. And this has got to be it. Ladder press and the 1, 2, 3 by the Macho Man. Dispatching Jake the Snake Roberts. Macho gets the win. Match 2 of Night of Legends is now in the books as Macho Man Randy Savage defeats Jake the Snake Roberts. The bar was set high, and the expectations are even higher. What's going to happen when AJ steps in the ring with Hulk Hogan? What happens with the tag team match of the generations when four of the greatest women in the history of women's wrestling, Richter, Blaze, Stratus, and Lita, step fit together in tag team action? Flair versus Buddy Rogers, Nature Boy versus Nature Boy, and Sweet Charlotte, the 10 pounds of gold, Dusty versus Harley. Night of Legends is going to be a night to remember. With that being said, though, that is it from me, and I will see you in the next one.